I'm Justin.
I'm Renee.
And we got married at the Sandcastle in Franklin Square, Long Island on April 9th, 2017.
Correct.
That was great.
That was so perfect.
So I want to start with your favorite memory from your wedding.
Well, I have a lot.
So many.
One of my favorite moments was definitely when we got to take the mic for a bit and sing Drunken Love by Jay-Z and Beyonce. So the band jumped into the audience and they handed me the mic. That was pretty cool. And I think all of like the first dances, mother, son, our first dance, it was really intimate and just a lot better than having like a DJ, I think, do it.
My favorite was Kelsey and the band. We would talk like on gigs and stuff, and I would just like mention this Paul McCartney song that I really, really loved and I wanted it to be my first dance, but we ended up picking another song and she played it during our dinner set. And it was it was like the best thing ever. And we got up and we like danced to it and I was just so surprised and it was the sweetest thing ever. So that was one of my favorites of the day. And of course, just like seeing the band get everyone up who I didn't even think would get up and dance and just be on the dance floor and just seeing it packed all night, all day. Well, that was like my favorite part.
Yeah.
I felt so comfortable for the day because like months in advance, I would get emails from the Met Players just going through every single thing that I could possibly think of or didn't think of for the day, going through all of the songs that I would need, going through like the format of the day, because I didn't even get that from like the venue yet. And it was so satisfying to know that they had it all under control already. So just knowing that that was taken care of like months and months before the wedding was really, really great for me. So those constant emails were great. Keeping in touch was so great with them. And up until like the wedding, it was just like constant communication and nothing felt like I didn't know what was happening. It never felt like that.
Felt more than even just a band.
Yeah.
We have a wedding planner.
Right.
So, but your band list kept everything in order and had a set schedule, and we like really appreciate it.
And I think the venue even went with your schedule
Yeah.
too, which is great.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask something I'm curious to hear from you, Renee, specifically, and also you, Justin, knowing that Renee is in the band, what that experience was like, sort of working with us ahead of time, then the day of the wedding in a band that you've been performing in for years, and that you've heard about, I'm sure, for years. Justin, like what was that experience like, sort of seeing that all come together?
Wow. Okay. So it was the strangest feeling because I felt a part of it, but I also didn't feel part of it. Being on the other side really made me appreciate how much work we put in to the gigs, because like you have so much anxiety sometimes to make everyone's first dance be perfect and not make any mistakes. And we really do work hard to try to make everything run smoothly and be as perfect as possible. And to see it actually be perfect and to see it actually be flawless and like everything just come together, knowing what it takes to do it, you really, really appreciate it more and really appreciate your friends in the band and like just the band in general.
I heard a lot of stories about everyone in the band, all good things beforehand. And it kind of felt like I already knew them and they were friends of family. They were great. They were so nice. And my I have a huge family and we've had many weddings before ours and after, and everyone cannot stop talking about our wedding, even at other people's weddings.
At other people's weddings, yeah.
They'll be like, your wedding was my favorite, especially the band, so, yeah.
We have been to a lot of family weddings within the past 3 years since we got married, and I don't think anyone had like a live band, so everyone was just stressing how much like a live band is just so much better. Like the energy is just remarkable. And so they bring up the band all the time. And it really like, it makes us feel so happy because, we love live music and I love live music, as you know. So to share that with our friends and family for the biggest day of our lives was like amazing. And they loved it. Like they cannot stop talking about it. And I had some friends who used the band after and everything. So it really was like, it was great.
Yeah, even people that normally don't dance at weddings, they were like in the front on the dance floor singing along. And so and we talk about it at our wedding all the time, especially the band.
And I wanted to bring up, I know that you folks had a DJ after the conclusion of the band, right?
Yeah. We're Caribbean, so we just wanted to have like a little bit of like Caribbean music for our family and friends who were also Caribbean. And you know, we just had a family friend who's a DJ just come in and play at the end of the band set for the night. That was it was something. It was like a great transition. Like the band really just like ended the night off really, really on a high note. So we knew it would be like tough trying to like follow that. But you know, they came right in and the band was so supportive and they really helped them out a lot, like getting set up and stuff, which I'm really, really grateful for. And and it just
it was pretty smooth.
It was so fun to see that and to see that transition between just whatever we were playing live to very different music that we don't usually play, and seeing the reaction to that was so fun. And as you know, it was also fun for the band because they all got out and danced.
Yeah. Yes,
I
love that. That was one of my favorite memories too.
Yeah. They got to just relax and take a break and just enjoy the wedding too. So that was great. Especially since they're friends of Renee. So it was good for them to relax and enjoy the wedding also.
In this industry, you get to see a lot of weddings and you would start to appreciate them more and more and more and more and more. And I'm sure that you've heard 1,000 stories just about different aspects of weddings. But when you see one of your own getting married, it's something special.
So fun.
So I'm wondering if you folks have any advice to other couples, either about wedding planning music, or marriage advice, or existing at the wedding itself.
So my advice for wedding planning is you're going to stress. So I can't say like, don't stress or don't sweat the small stuff, but really sometimes you can't sweat the small stuff. But I feel like that's something that you have to learn on your own because it's you think it's like the most special day of your life. It is. And you want everything to be perfect, but sometimes things aren't perfect and you just got to like go with the flow. I would tell them like not to stress too much about it and to really find the planner and the band, like really great people like the Met Players, because they just take the stress away and that's all you need. You just have to have people helping you that really knows what they're doing, and you know, and that takes so much stress away and makes it so much easier for you. And for the day, enjoy yourself and eat.
Yeah, definitely.
Please eat.
Make sure to eat.
Because that delicious food is there waiting for you, and there's nothing more important. Eat.
To just piggyback off of what Renee said, I would say definitely don't sweat the small stuff. Things like table decorations or colors and things like that, I wouldn't stress about. Give yourself a good budget and try to stick with it. And if you are going to splurge on a wedding band like the Met Players, because they're worth it. Because
that's what people really talk about. Like, they don't talk about like anything else but the band and the food. And that's it. Truly. That's all you remember. And marriage advice, I don't know, just communicate.
Communicate.
Never go to bed angry.
Yeah.
That's really good
advice. Good advice. Yeah.
Any other things you want to share that we didn't touch on?
Oh, the ceremony.
That was beautiful, actually.
It was so gorgeous.
You guys actually sang as we were walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
And it was a song that almost had me tearing up and like, oh my groomsmen and everybody kind of just set the whole mood for the wedding. And I think it was it Remedy?
By Adele.
Who sang it?
Danny.
Yeah.
It was like
beautiful. Leading up to our wedding, it was very rainy. It was in April, I think a little cold. And then for some reason, on our wedding day, right before we started to walk down the aisle, like the sun came out. It was like a warm, beautiful day. That was actually one of my favorite memories as well.
So the live ceremony music really made such a difference. It was wonderful.
Thank you. I remember that. I almost had forgotten. That was so special.
Lots of things to remember.
Gosh, yeah, there are. But yeah, it was such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful day all around.